Well, it seems my journey to my fellow architects has been abruptly interrupted by a large asteroid. I suppose things could be worse. We were sucked into the planet's gravity. Well, we could have ended up hitting the surface. And since we hit the asteroid instead, it would seem that a decent portion of the ship, though scattered all throughout the asteroid, did make it intact for the most part. Although we're definitely not going to be flying anywhere anytime soon. Thank God, the most important part of the ship of all had made it without even a scratch. The cryosleep container containing my best friend, Barry the Bluebird. Glad you're alright, little lady. But given our current surroundings, I don't think it would be safe to take you out of cryosleep. Not yet, at least. I think we're gonna have to turn this floating asteroid house into a floating asteroid home. Well, I won't be needing my armor anytime soon, or even if I do, it'll be right here if I need it, and I don't want to use up all the power. My people are the ancient terraformers and seeders of all the worlds in the galaxy, and possibly even the universe. How hard could it be to terraform one little asteroid? I suppose we're gonna find out. I immediately started mining out a small section to the middle of the asteroid. That way I could make a temporary base until we have things set up properly. Thankfully, the asteroid apparently has some traces of plasteel, which will be perfect for going about building things like a stone cutting table and tools to chisel the vac stone into some proper blocks. Realistically, I wouldn't mind building this little temporary base on the inside of the asteroid itself out of plasteel completely, but one, I don't think we have enough plasteel to go about doing that. So, of course, vac stone is much more abundant, and two, plasteel is going to be used for other important things later on. And after a few hours of hard work, we now have a hallway. But this isn't just any hallway. I guess it kind of is, but it's going to be our storage hallway on the inside. That way, all of our advanced components and other things we have don't deteriorate out in the sunlight with all the radiation. The solar winds can be a real bitch sometimes, and the last thing that we need are faulty components. No, this is a much safer place for all our things. Since I think I'd like to stay here at least for a little while, I have no plans of using any of my ship parts to try to rebuild it or refurbish it, so I think I'm going to deconstruct those. Besides, we could better use those resources like uranium and advanced components for other things, such as some advanced solar panels that we can use to charge some advanced batteries. It's going to take a lot of electricity to go about terraforming this rock, so I find it best if we go ahead and start stocking up on that immediately. We're also going to begin tidying the place up a little bit, filling in some of these giant craters and just sweeping them right off the edge into orbit. Once she was all clean and purty, we started building ourselves some soil injectors. The plan here is that these injectors will actually change the rough vac stone into some proper soil. If you've used this mod before, you probably will realize that this doesn't work, and especially not without an atmosphere. I didn't know that at the time, but I'll figure it out later, I promise. Again, though, soil really won't even do us that much good without an atmosphere. We won't be able to grow any vegetation, and our little bluebird companion won't be able to breathe, which is pretty important. The biggest issue we currently face is to go about building an atmospheric projector. We need 2 grav cores, which we don't currently possess at all. I think I might just know where to find some though, or if not, some projectors themselves. You see, this planet is a vac world. It has an incredibly thin atmosphere, but there's no proper mix of gases for folks to survive on the surface. The only way they can live there is with the help of technology, though it would seem there are quite a few orbital platforms, basically towns in the sky for some of you lesser life forms. Since we don't currently have any means of traveling to the platforms at the moment, we'll adventure to the surface to explore some of the abandoned colonies there, and hopefully, with a little bit of luck and charm, we might just be able to find some useful technology to reuse. We would explore a few places and really found nothing. The one that you're seeing now is the 3rd abandoned colony that we would end up exploring. You know, since this video is about terraforming an asteroid and not exploring useless ghost town ruins, I'll just save you the trouble and just let you know this was the first with anything useful or anything we had interest in. We had approached, and I was looking to speak with the inhabitants to see if they might be willing to trade some of this tech, but as you could guess though, they weren't exactly up for conversation. They were dead. all of them. And because of that, that means that nobody owns anything here anymore, and it's all up for grabs, and I won't feel guilty about it. Funny enough, we ended up finding an atmospheric projector here. It was in need of some pretty serious repairs, though, and was probably the cause of everyone dying to the vacuum. Although, perhaps it just ran out of fuel. Looks like it only accepts burning wood, which is a little bit strange, but there's also no trees growing down here, so I may have just cracked the case. Either way, there are a lot of different things built out of wood, so I'm gonna start pulling up the floorboards, deconstructing chairs, tearing everything apart. That way we have plenty to start. We also took as many components, steel, and other useful materials that we could use up there to terraform with us as well. The hardest part was just getting all that shit loaded up and sending it there. But obviously, we did end up managing it. The only thing now left to do was for me and our new atmospheric projector to come on home. With this little bad boy set up, we could really start terraforming the asteroid truly. Properly, even. As where we before tried to use the soil injectors, and apparently these are only good on planetary terrains. Like, you can use them on other types of soil, or on, like, earthly stone materials. Exactly useful here where we're at, so I'm gonna get rid of these pieces of junk. But as you can see, with the projector, after it was finally installed, we are actually beginning our terraforming efforts with some proper soil coming up around it. Once we get all the soil in this area and bubble of the atmosphere that we've created out there, we'll also be able to start growing some proper grass and other different types of vegetation like trees and crops. You know the drill though, just when I start having fun, a group of pirates has to try to come in and ruin it for me. Alright, hold it right there, little human. Lucky for you, I've recently turned over a new leaf. I'm looking to terraform this rock as a home, a place of my own. And I'm no longer looking to spill the blood of your insignificant kind. Well, I tried. You saw. Can't say I didn't warn him. You know, I'm really not sure how he expected that to go. Well, unfortunately, we had to spill blood to build such a beautiful terraformed rock, but indeed, by this point, we have terraformed a lot of land. I mostly just sat around and waited for this to happen. I don't really have to eat or sleep all that often, so it wasn't nothing to me. A bit boring, maybe. But all that is about to change, because I'm cracking open the cryopod. Welcome back, Barry the Bluebird. I missed you too, little buddy. Right. No, I know. Yeah, a gigantic Imperial raid. Yeah, no, don't worry about that, Barry. I killed all those people. You've been in the cryopod for quite some time. No, this isn't the Archotech. Listen. My feathered friend, I hope you like it here. I know it's not the godlike technological planet of my people, as I promised, but it's a place of our own. And I think that's worth more than anything. Even returning to my people, assuming that they're still alive out there somewhere. Now that my avian companion has rejoined me from her cryo-sleep, we need some food. I began planting a large patch of berries in our newly terraformed land. Oh, that's right, little lady. I know your favorite snack. Some food would be nice for myself as well, I suppose. I haven't eaten in months since waking up. Surprised I have to eat at all. I almost forgot myself, it's so rare, as I mentioned earlier, but it is necessary from time to time. While we're waiting on our bushels of berries to grow, I would also build myself some type of prehistoric communication device built off a blueprint of a human design. Don't worry about it. I think I should probably do a bit of trading with him, since I don't really have any other way of acquiring resources, even though I loathe those lesser life forms. Alas, for now, I suppose I'll need to do some business with them, as they can give me useful items like shuttle engines, as well as components to build with. I would also end up building some heaters and oxygen pumps on the inside of my little storage hallway place, and the reason for that is because I'm going to be bringing Barry on the inside. We're going to be terraforming the entire asteroid, not just tiny little bits and pieces of it. And of course, I didn't want Barry to start suffocating out there when I ended up moving the terraforming atmosphere generator to the center of the asteroid. Now, I am probably going to have to build at least 2 or 3 more of these to encompass the entire place, but for now, this will be fine. there was the slight issue of this killing off all those berries and grass that I had planted, so things are a little bare for now, but that's alright. Should I have just waited to do all this and then wake Berry up? Of course, but I was getting a little bit too sad without her. Ironically, even after saying that, I would end up building myself a shuttle, that way I could leave her once more, but I simply would be leaving her behind here at our asteroid because it wasn't safe for her where I was going. I say we go find some more grav cores for our terraformers. Perhaps the orbital traders can help us out. They weren't returning my signals of communication, so guess I'll just have to show up. I'll be right back, Barry. Papa loves you very much. Stay put. Wait, what's that say? Requires signal jammer. Pfft, yeah, okay, sure. Well, I suppose that's one way to make an entrance. Not friends, though. Oh well. It would seem the traders were not too keen on me coming to visit unannounced, even though I tried to call them several times and they never would pick up the phone. Now we gotta do things the hard way. I mean, come now, do you really think I wanted to come in here and murder all of you? Well, maybe a little bit, but I wasn't going to. I'm trying to be better. I just want to terraform my asteroid in peace. Now think of all the letters they're gonna have to send home to your families. You humans, I swear, none of you are compassionate at all. Think about how this makes me feel. You think I want to have to do this? That fellow right there, the one I just shot and turned his head into a painting on the wall. You think I enjoyed that more than usual? Wow, okay, yeah, now look at me. Now I look like the bad guy. Fire foam on my face. Real cute, everybody. I guess my work is done here. Oh yeah, wait, I gotta get those grav cores. Phew, Barry would have really chewed my ass out if I forgot to bring these home, especially after exterminating everyone here. Not only did they have the grav cores that we were looking for, but they also had some spare engines, plasteel, and everything else that we needed to build ourselves a brand new ship thrown together by some of the old parts of the one that I crashed into the station. Note to self, next time use a signal jammer. Note taken. I would return home with all the new things that I had brought back with me, and I was so tired I fell asleep out there on the nice soft ground. And thanks to the new grav cores and everything else that we had brought back with us, we were able to build ourselves a couple more of these atmospheric generators, which also means we can go about planting more berries. You hear that, Barry? You're gonna be excited! I knew she would be. Until we get those grown, though, I suppose she can eat on some of the meals that I had brought back from the station as well. They won't be needing those anymore. Now, with the entire asteroid encompassed by an atmosphere, we could also plant crops anywhere that we like. So we started planting some fiber corn on the eastern side. That way we can keep our generators fueled at all times. Because if we were to lose power to any of our generators, then all of our vegetation and all the life that we're growing here would die in the vacuum within a matter of minutes. Something we'd really like to avoid, of course. I did notice that all throughout the asteroid there were some very cold spots, so it looks like it's going to be a while before vegetation grows everywhere, but in the warmer areas, once things kind of even out a bit, I think we'll be fine. Let us sow our seeds of life far and wide. Or at least as far as this rock spreads, but you know what I mean. Even with as many terraforming generators as we have, the process can still take quite a while. So, in the meantime, I thought it might be nice for us to have a backup plan on the inside in case something were to happen. A proper home for me and Barry. Nothing too fancy, just a simple bedroom with some fine flooring and smooth walls, as well as some decent furniture, all of course made of vac stone. We're very eco-friendly friendly here, as you can tell. This will be something of a panic room in case something were to happen and all of our atmosphere were to collapse. Barry could retreat in here and she would be a-okay while I go out and fix things or murder people or whatever I need to do. It's also a nice place to rest for the rare occasion where I need a bit of sleep. Most of the time I'm just pretending, but it makes Barry feel more comfortable, you understand. But my friends, with enough time, we have truly terraformed this asteroid. It is now a vibrant place of life and luscious vegetation. A wonderful and beautiful illuminated emerald of thriving, vibrant life out here in the void. My very own small slice of heaven in all this hell, to share with my friend Barry, who just so happens to have all of her berries ripe for the harvest. There you are, girl. I knew you'd be excited. You know, Barry, perhaps I don't need to find my people after all. If I could be honest with you, I'm not even sure that they're still out there. And if they are, I'm not sure that I would like who I'd find. They would most likely exile me for becoming friends with what they would consider a lower life form. Not my words, Barry, theirs. Perhaps it's time that I begin living a simpler life. As an asteroid farmer here in this paradise, hang up my armor for good once and for all. Well, okay, maybe not completely. I'll still need to put it on and wield my gigantic Devastator rifle to go about protecting our new home. But you know what I mean. Alas, though, I do still hold out a hope of maybe I'll end up creating some kind of, I don't know, say gigantic slave empire on the Vac planet below. Perhaps I could terraform the entire place, slowly breeding, farming, and culling a gigantic crop of traders, slaves, imperial slaves, and any other lesser humanoids. Or I could hang up my armor for now and start growing vast crops of strawberries and maybe a few other different things, and I could learn how to cook up here and create a gigantic space kitchen. I don't know. I suppose we'll just have to see where things take us. But one thing is for sure, I absolutely love it here, and I am very proud of the terraforming work that we've performed. We turned a floating rock of absolutely nothing junk, it was dog shit, into a proper home. And we all had fun doing it, huh? That's worth something. See you later.